we've got the Nothing CMF Phone 1 and the Samsung Galaxy A15. It's been a while since I've had this phone on the channel, but we finally got a phone that can compete with it, especially when we put it in the price category. And I've got some thoughts. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you guys which device I would use and which device I would also prefer. Makes sense. I mean, if there's a device I'm using, I'm probably going to end up preferring it. Let's start things off. Just a quick rundown of everything we have with both of these devices. So right here on the left, we've got the Nothing CMF Phone 1 and the Samsung Galaxy A15 in the design department. Again, one stands out, one is unique, one it's customizable, and one is pretty much just the generic Samsung devices that we have seen for the past couple of years. It really does resemble the Galaxy S24 more than ever, but I do love this finish as compared to last year where I didn't like the finish of the A14, but this one definitely feels much better. The sides also feel much more premium as well. It still has thick bezels on the front, but it does have a very nice and bright display. It has a 6.5-inch Full HD 90 Hz AMOLED display, gets up to 800 nits of peak brightness. It also is running Samsung One UI with Android 14, and we'll get to the performance department in a moment. But this display, it's great. It's a Samsung display. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Samsung displays, but everything else is the same. Like, it's got this U cutout for the front-facing camera. It's got a embedded fingerprint sensor right here in the power button. It's got a headphone jack, USB-C, set of speakers, triple camera setup, and it just feels like a normal device, that conventional smartphone that we're seeing nowadays. But when we look at the Nothing CMF Phone 1, it's unique. First of all, there's these screws that you can take off and put on a different case, different colors. Again, you can customize it to your own liking. You can put on a stand, a phone stand right here. There's a separate accessory for a wallet, which kind of works like MagSafe. I like this SIM ejector tool right here. This is pretty cool, and this came included in the box. And I've yet to receive my case. I haven't, so I wasn't able to customize the back, and I just picked up the mint green color. But I gotta say, I love the feel of this device in the hand. This has a 6.67-inch Full HD AMOLED display, 120 Hertz. It goes up to 2,000 nits of peak brightness, and it doesn't have that U cutout for the camera. It just has a hole punch, and the one thing I've noticed is there is a ring around the front-facing camera here with the CMF Phone 1. It also does have some bezels, but I mean, you can tell right here the Galaxy A15 has a thicker bezel or a thicker chin on the bottom right here when compared to the CMF Phone 1. Side by side, CMF Phone 1 is slightly taller to the sides. It kind of looks a little bit thinner. I mean, I'm not going to measure, but they're about the same from that point of view. It does have a dual camera setup where the second camera is for depth sensing, especially works well when you're taking portrait photos. The main camera is a 50 megapixel camera, and again, we're going to get into those in just a moment. But I think we have a winner for the design, and I think that's going to be Nothing CMF Phone 1. Again, for me, this took me off guard. It took me by storm because I kind of knew this phone was coming out, but I just didn't really seem to. I was like, oh, it's a sub-brand phone. I'll take a look at it, but I'm not going to be too serious about it. But when I saw it, when it was unveiled, I was like, yep, I am going to be ordering this device. And they were really quick to send it out. I think I got it within like 3 days, which was very fast. So good job CMF, good job Nothing. Yes, I think CMF Phone 1 is the winner for design. And let's segment into the performance and software department. And again, this is where things get a little bit different. Keep in mind throughout this video, the price point, $199. So with the Nothing CMF phone, we're getting the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 chipset, where we get the MediaTek Dimensity, I think it was like the 6100 plus on the Samsung Galaxy A15. And let me tell you this Nothing CMF phone 1 feels so much smoother than the Galaxy A15. And I love Samsung One UI, and I really like the fluidity on the Galaxy A15 because it's a huge improvement over the A14. But when you have the CMF phone, it's just like a no-brainer. This feels much more fluid and better to use on a day-to-day basis. Now, again, they're not going to be flagship chipsets, and that's to be expected, but CMF phone just performs better. Now, they both do come equipped with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, which is a plus, and I believe both have an option for expandable storage, which is also a plus. Now, Nothing OS 2.6 on the CMF phone and Samsung One UI 6, and they're both based on Android 14. And here's the thing, I believe the Galaxy A15 is going to be getting 3 to 4 years of software updates. Let me know in the comments down below the exact software updates, but I believe it's going to be getting longer software updates than the Nothing CMF phone 1. So if that's something that's concerning, then I would kind of think second about which device you want to pick up, especially if the longevity of software updates is important to you. But on a day-to-day basis, I think Nothing CMF phone 1 is going to perform much, much better. And for me, it has just been much smoother and delightful to use. I really like Nothing OS 2.6 here specifically. It feels like it gives you like a stock Android feel, but also throws some pretty nice features that stock Android doesn't have. So kudos to CMF. Again, Nothing. I'm going to go with the performance department for the Nothing CMF phone 1. And some may think I'm biased right here, but guys, I love the Galaxy A15 for that price point. It was a phone that, especially here in the US, I was going to recommend to most people who are looking for a phone in that price category. And I know some people who had the A14 and they needed an upgrade. So I told them to upgrade to Galaxy A15, and they are loving it. They see a massive and great improvement over its predecessor. But that's going to bring me into the camera. And I'm just going to put it up there and let you guys kind of choose which one you want for the camera. The thing here is, obviously at this price point, we're not going to be camera's not going to be like the main focus. But with CMF phone, we're getting a 50 megapixel Sony camera, and the second one is a depth sensor mainly for portraits, and also a 60 megapixel front-facing camera. When we come to the Galaxy A15, we're getting a 50 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel f2.2 ultra-wide camera, as well as a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro camera. So yes, there are more cameras, but again, how often are you going to use a macro camera? I kind of wish CMF phone had an ultra-wide. That would have been nice. I personally like to use ultra-wide more than telephoto or macro, but that's just me. It comes down to preference. So I'm going to leave that one up to you guys. If I were to rock either one, I think I would be perfectly fine. I'll be honest with you. Samsung cameras usually perform pretty good. Let's talk about the battery department. And here's the thing. They both perform also very well. So CMF phone, 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Galaxy A15, same 5,000 milliamp hour battery. However, CMF phone is a little bit faster at 33 watts of charging versus 25 watts charging with the Galaxy A15. And day to day, again, they both perform very well. Like, these are easily all day battery life phones. So if you pick up either one for the battery life, you're not going to worry about either one. So I guess this one is going to be a tie. Now, some other things this main thing I didn't discuss about that I'm kind of bummed out the CMF phone doesn't have is NFC. And that was like kind of visibly thrown out there. It doesn't support NFC. So if you're going to be using your phone for contactless payments, this phone is not going to do the job. So just do keep that in mind. And obviously, price is going to be a factor. And $199 for both of these devices here in the US. It comes down to which one you would prefer. And for all of the things that we're getting, honestly, I think I'm going to be going with the Nothing CMF Phone 1. If I was gonna just choose one for $199, Nothing CMF Phone 1 is gonna be that device that I'm gonna choose, and I would probably recommend over the Samsung Galaxy A15. There you have it. Yep, that's gonna be my choice. You may have your own opinion, and you may want to choose the Samsung Galaxy A15. But here's the thing, like, for that price point, obviously they're going to take back a lot of things. Like, it's not a flagship, so they're going to keep a lot of things limited with what they have to offer. But I think CMF phone just offers so much more, especially with that creativity, the uniqueness of this design, the customizability we get with the CMF Phone 1. And I feel like a lot of other smartphone manufacturers, they're going like to just to be like this plain, simple, normal, ununique design type of thing for all of their devices. Like, we're not getting some device that stands out, and I think this one has stood out and caught the attention of a lot of people in a pretty long time, especially in terms of design. So again, this is going to be the phone that I will choose, and I will recommend over the Galaxy A15. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, definitely be sure to superman the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video, because it really does help out the channel a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.